everybody.
What's going on?
We're back.
We're back. We're back.
And we decided to change it up a little bit with some wine. We're trying to make this show a little classier.
I might bring some, I'm serious, probably next time. I'll probably pick up like a little fifth or a little, not a fifth, a little pint of something nice. You know, we'll step it up.
Something nice like,
maybe some like, I'm thinking a little bit of a scotch or something.
Oh,
yeah,
of course.
Something like that.
Scotch is good. So anyway, yeah, we're drinking this wine from France that we decided to pick up because we don't have any beer.
Yeah.
And it's a little chilly today.
Please sponsor us. I'm
France.
serious. Please sponsor us. You know, it goes a long way. So.
But no, it's good. I mean, I love wine. I know you're not too big of a wine drinker, but it's good,
guy.
man.
I'm not gonna fake the funk either. I'm not gonna go post about it, you know, and pretend I know about wine and stuff and fake the funk and lie, you know. But no, man, it's cool. I mean, I told you I liked it. A little earthy. I mean, I don't know too much about wine, but I could pick up some notes. But that's about it. Good stuff. I want a steak. I'll take a steak with this.
Of course.
You know,
nice cab.
You know,
you
know, like I said, I did pick up some grass-fed stuff, so maybe we'll throw a couple of those and we'll have them here and with a glass of wine maybe next time. Bring my little grill and do it back there. You know, spunk it up, make it good. But anyways, last week we didn't upload anything. I think if they want to go back, we have a Halloween one, which, you know, has some pretty cool stuff. I know a few of you guys have seen it, about 24 of you guys to be exact. And but go check it out. It's there. Last week I couldn't. I was out
town in the Bay Area.
I was in the Bay, baby. I was in the Bay with Bay and my homie Mike. Shout out to Mike. How you doing? Thank you for the hospitality.
What's up, Mike?
How you doing, Mike? We love you.
We're ready for you to join us next time. So,
yeah, for real. Come down, Mike. If you come down, we'll do a third mic and we'll get a good conversation going. I'm gonna show you this, so please say yes. But you know, we went up there. It was cool. You know, saw the Golden Gate Bridge. I think I crossed it off, and it was amazing. It was breathtaking. Took some cool photos. So check out my Instagram, you know, Cisco-Matic9, and you'll see a couple photos that I've posted. But aside from that, it was cool. It was cool. But I'm glad to be back. That Interstate 5 is brutal, man. That's therapy.
Yeah,
that's therapy, dude. Like it's like 3.5 hours of just nothing and beautiful kind of little planes and stuff. But yeah, man, that was therapy. I started, you know, doing some thinking about just life, and I think it did well. Doing a little drinking on the way there too, on the way back, just, you know, having a good time. But that was it.
Nice.
Yeah, not as nice as Southern California. I like it down here better. So.
Well, of course it's not. But anyway, today what we have in store is we're talking about horny people who lie because they're horny.
And they're horny because they lie.
So anyway, now we found a study. It's a recent study from earlier this month about people who tend to lie. I think it's almost obvious. Yeah, people lie when they're trying to impress the opposite sex. In this case, I don't know about homosexuals. The topic doesn't talk about homosexuals.
No, it's heterosexuals only.
Right. But yeah, it was talking about how they tend to lie when they're trying to, you know, when they think they're gonna get some, or when they how would you say it?
When they feel like the situation is about to present itself or it's presenting itself, they tend to lie to make it a little bit better and obviously close the deal. In a sense. I mean, that was kind of a layman's term of me putting it, but yeah.
Yes, because this headline says, "How much do we lie when we have sex on the brain?" So it's pretty much what it is. And then the Vice article puts it a little bit more eloquently and talking about like horniness, right? So anyway, the study is talking about a group of 634 participants, where they were, you know, half of them or part of them were shown or were put that sense in their mind, the sexual aspect in their mind, and how they reacted. And the results were that people tend to lie more, People tend to conform more,
Yes, that's the one that got me, dude.
and that's the one I've seen the most too.
Yeah.
Just at a personal observation with
Yes.
friends and myself, like especially women, I feel like women conform more. Not necessarily the line, but I think the men probably do the more of the line.
Yeah.
But I think women tend to conform more. And what I mean by that is, for example, when you first meet someone and then you're into sports, for example, and all of a sudden they like that same
Yeah.
team that you like.
Okay, so check this out. But I feel like it goes for men too. I don't know why, but I feel like I've seen it more with men in them conforming. Like
Men conforming more.
yeah, yeah. So this is the thing. I think it just depends who's the good looking one and the better looking one in the relationship. I think it kind of has to come down to that. So if the guy's a little bit better looking, I feel like and he knows it. I think like the girl tends to conform a little bit more. But I feel like when the woman, like, this hot girl and there's this not so okay, good, decent person, whatever, but they tend to conform. I think it's just they conform to whoever's better looking. And this is true because I feel like I know the article talked about like going on hikes. Like you're more likely to go on a hike even though you fucking hate hikes. Now, I've experienced this with my own friends that have wives. They have conformed to certain things that they weren't okay with at their bachelor life. So, and then they justify, but like, no, man, it's okay. Like, no, listen, you don't got to justify to me anything, brother. That's fine.
I'm getting exercise. I decided to be more actively, physically active.
So, no, yeah, and I think the women one is it's a great example of conformity. But I think going back to lying and sex, I think this is true. I think we see it all the time. Animals do it. We do it. We just finished a hunting season, our first hunting season. Freaking excited about that. It was an awesome experience. And we even saw it within animals and the experience of the rut.
All right. Well, I was gonna say like, well, those are animals. They're behaving
Animalistic?
instinctively.
Yeah, yeah.
But at the same time, we are also behaving instinctively,
Yeah.
even though we think we're deciding to choose these behaviors, right?
And what did that? I think there was a famous doctor that what did he said? All we want to do is eat, have sex, and good night, everybody, or something like that, right? He said it a lot better than I did, but it's true. So I think we see it all the time, man. We see it at bars, we see it in these shows, and we see it, and obviously,
and we've done it ourselves
100% of the time. I think we that's interesting. Oh, that's cool. Yes, I once did that. Yeah, right. I didn't do shit. And because it's we want to relate and we understand. I feel like once we start relating, we feel like people start to like us, and when people start to like us, they put their fence down, and then at that point, it just
you get some.
The chemicals start flowing,
and
our penises start getting harder.
That is the ultimate goal, right? To reproduce, and part of it is, the way you reproduce. Well, at least back in the day, was through sex. Now you don't have to have sex.
Penis, vagina. They meet each other.
But it's still, our impulse to, that's what we do. We're not much different than the deer we're trying to hunt, right? So, no, for sure, man. We definitely embellish, like the article talks about, embellish our truth, If we have, a 6-inch penis, we'd say it's 9-inch. And they're not gonna have a measuring tape, so obviously, they can't.
And it's usually
and women are not good with numbers.
Yeah, they're not good with numbers. It's drunk and it's dark.
Nah, but they'll laugh at it.
Yeah, that's true. So hey, guys, if you have a 3-incher, you can get away with 4, maybe 5.
Yeah, just 7. Don't embellish it too much.
Yeah. I was hearing that when like in men and their penis sizes, we lie all the time, and I think so. It's more likely so. For a guy who's already like 7 inches or whatever, which is a lot bigger than the average, he'll say 8, and it's far more believable. But for someone who's like saying, he's 3.5, you unfortunate fuck, and is saying, it's a 6, then you get put.
So you're gonna lie, just lie within that reasonable kind of range, right? Yeah. Don't go too far.
Yes.
Too far off. But yeah, dude. That's sort of what we do, and. Like we were talking before too, it's not necessarily just with the opposite sex when we're trying to impress them. Obviously, we've all seen that, but we lie to people we care about a lot of the time as well, friends, family, whatever it is, because we're trying to spare their feelings. And that's another thing that, that it's just part of who we are as humans. We just lie. As much as we don't want. I mean, like, I really try not to, but sometimes people just, it's easier to just lie to them and like make them feel better than to be honest with them. And then you're gonna get shit, or you're gonna get, whatever it is. They're gonna feel bad, or they're gonna, they're gonna commit suicide, whatever it is, because they can't take the truth.
Yes.
And I feel that's the reason why a lot of the us lie a lot of the time, because we don't want to hurt them, so we rather just go the easy way and do that.
So this is the thing. I'm with you, and I don't tend to lie. I don't like lying. I've had people get mad at me for just being truthful, and later on gone to thank me for just being brutally honest. I have changed some of my approach to things that I've said in the past. It's a little bit less harsh, but that is true, man. I think there's people that almost make you want to lie to them. Like you can't help it but to lie to them. And that happens too with women, dude. I feel like when there's those strong women who run into men who are not as strong, but for them to get closer to like these men feminists that fuck all these girls, someone's got to
You mean
fuck them.
pussies?
Yeah, you know, they have somebody's got to get with them. I feel like they would lie and conform to what the woman ideal and her beliefs are just to get some. And then once that guy wakes up because he's got mental clarity after he busts that nut, he realizes, man, I can't deal with this girl. And then he dips, and then that's why these women have that notion of men being dogs and just wanting to do it. But it's like, no, bitch, you just drove the man to do that. He just got a little fed up with your shit.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, I think it happens all the time. And then, honestly, in a society that we live in, everything needs to be comfortable. Everything needs to be comfortable. So we don't necessarily, give me the truth. You can't handle the truth. Remember that back in the day, the commercial? You can't handle the truth. And
That's
it's
a
true.
movie.
Was it a movie?
It's a movie. I can't remember what movie, but it's supposed to be some popular movie.
Yeah, so well, think about it. Like, it's true. Most people, we can't handle the truth. We want things to be
exactly.
we want things to be in what we see them and how we want them. When a girl, we've dealt with this. When a girl asks us about her weight, she doesn't want to hear us saying, well, you can do this or you can do that. They want to hear, no, baby, you're doing fine. So they can accept themselves because they're having trouble with that. They know they're having trouble with it, but they
have their insecurities,
exactly.
And they want you to cover for those insecurities. No, I get that. I mean, like, the truth is hard for people to accept in many occasions, and I've experienced it throughout my life because I feel like I suffer from some sort of autism where I've always been very honest, even though people don't like it, and I've sort of calmed down. I've tried to be more
empathetic
and use some tact, over the years as I've learned to interact with people. But back in the day, years back, I was very just bluntly honest about whatever it is that I thought, and I offended a lot of people, and the thing is that
are we ashamed?
People want to hear lies, though. Like, it feels like, I almost feel like that's what they want to hear, lies. They don't want to hear the truth. And I don't even think it's just women, because we do get defensive. Because I remember you a long time ago, and another friend told me that I was a type way back when.
Oh,
and I got annoyed. I was like, these assholes, I'm not a type. Screw those. And then after I calmed down, I was like, yeah, I kind of am.
Just a little.
And it helped me. It helped me fix it, right? But the thing is, most people don't want to hear it, and then they get defensive, and then they shut down whatever it is you're hearing. Like you're saying, sometimes people do appreciate it after the fact, after they get offended and mad at you. I think they do appreciate it later on, once they had some time to think about it and realize that it's actually true.
No.
At the beginning, people get defensive. People get they just don't want to hear it,
dude. And actually, about that that's true, man. I typically, man, I don't like to jump on people's things and lie to them and tell them things, but if they do ask me, I'm gonna be very honest, and I have offended a couple people. I've offended people that have asked me if they were too skinny. I said, "Yeah, you're a little skinny, but that whatever." And I've offended people on the other spectrum. I've offended people when they say I'm a nice person. I'm like, no, you're not a nice person. You're confusing what you think is nice. You're not nice. You're acting to be nice, but I know you, motherfucker. You're not a nice person. So it is what and it happened to me too. I think we have our own weird perception of who we think we are, but that doesn't necessarily translate. Like I used to be really good at like subtly talking shit to people, but I didn't know I was doing it until people started bringing it up to my attention. Like, dude, you're like a dick. Like, I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm just
A
playful.
low-key dick.
Yeah, like I'm just playful. And yeah, dude, it turns out I look back, yeah, I was a fucking dick. I would have punched myself. But I thought I was having fun, and they weren't. I think it was like they weren't catching me,
Right.
and I was speeding, and I was getting through red lights without being caught. And then it just took a couple fucking smarter people than the average people that I was dealing with to call it out. And then I got mad. I was like, oh. But no. But yeah, no, definitely. Lying. Now, do you think that is it acceptable to lie to somebody? Any circumstance there might be acceptable to lie?
Look, ideally, I prefer not to lie. I prefer to be honest. I prefer to be just straight out, and I wish other people also saw it like that.
Right.
But again, there are very sensitive people who cannot take it and are going to commit suicide or something or close to it if you tell them the truth. So those people, like, I've learned, okay, now I just can't, or it's going to completely offend them to the point that they're not going to talk to me, and there's no point to get into that just for being honest. So there are definitely people like that who are like, all right, it's not worth ruining a relationship, a friendship, or whatever it is, just because they're not capable of listen or hearing the truth. So as much as I prefer to be honest and truthful and just completely straightforward with it, I sometimes do feel like I'm obligated to do so,
and
reluctantly. But
yeah, of course. I think our parents are one of those people.
Yeah,
most people lie to,
right,
because of that same reason.
So that's a good example of what I mean. Like, I'm not gonna. My parents are, or our parents are old, come from a different time and all that. So there's definitely certain things that you're not going to be able to open up and be honest about. So you have to lie to them. Yeah. I mean, obviously we've lied to them through our teenage years because that's just what teenage kids do.
Mm-hmm.
That was just like blunt lies. But at this point, like, yeah, I mean, like, there's definitely things that I can't just be completely open because they're not going to accept it. They're completely already at a point that they're not open-minded enough that they'll be able to reason with you.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, just to keep the peace, just to avoid that sort of trouble, just lie.
Yeah, you have siblings. I've lied to my sibling more than many times. I think because of just kind of protecting them in a weird way. Look, I ate your food, but I said I think my dad threw it away, and that's protecting you from getting mad. I would rather you get mad at my dad because you're going to be mad at him for whatever reason.
You're already mad at him anyway.
Yeah, than be mad at me. So I've definitely done it. I've lied to girlfriends. I've lied to friends. I've lied to people. But I think we can admit that we've lied. There's people out there who will fucking go to the grave and say, no, I never lie. I don't tell lies. You're lying right now, motherfucker. Like, why you just say you haven't lied? You're lying. A lie is just something that's made up. It's fugazi. It's not there. So don't make it. We've had friends who have been notorious liars, and like we were talking before, it's just like
compulsive liars.
Compulsive liars. They're awesome people. They're good friends. They just happen to lie a lot. And lie to embellish, to make themselves better, to fit in.
I think there's like we were talking about those type of people, those compulsive liars. I think there is something just slightly off in their heads that they just feel like they have to, and that's a completely different thing. I'm sure that's a disorder. I think there's a disorder for that. Like there's an actual specific disorder for it. But no, I mean, I just overall, yeah, dude. I wish I could just be completely honest about everything with everyone, but occasionally you have to lie to spare people. There's a talk show host I listen to. I told you about. He's what every time they're talking about masturbation. His thing is like, there's two types of men: those who masturbate and liars.
No, I 100% agree with that. And you know what? I think this is, I tweeted something that was pretty harsh. I'm not going to say what I did, but there's something like these people that are liars about something that they already know the truth. And I said something like, when you lie to yourself, that's worse than lying to God. And I know that might have sounded a little controversial. I can explain. What I meant by that is, once you start lying to yourself about who you are and who you're not, who you think you are, you lose grasp of who the fuck you are in every sense. And if you're lost within, are you even a person at that point? Are you just walking around lying to yourself, creating? And there's many fucking people that do this in the dating scene, in jobs, in our personal lives. People that they know they're lying to themselves. Yeah. They know it.
But do they really know that? I almost feel like they're not even aware that they're lying to themselves.
You know what? I hope, I give them the benefit of the doubt and they're just compulsive. But I don't know, man. I'm not that type of person, but they construct this thing about them and they don't even, like, the whole thing. What's your identity? Well, I don't know, motherfucker. You tell me. You're the one that sees this thing. I don't know what my identity is. I just run with it. But these people that truly try to create an identity for themselves, I think, are the ones that, like, are more of liars and stuff. Don't lie to yourself.
But what do you mean an identity? Like, for example, are you talking about this whole like your gender stuff?
Or? No, I'm not. No. I mean, I could go there, but no. What I'm saying is just like, we've always met these people. I know I've met a couple people who they want to identify as this person that is not sexual. I'm not saying sexual orientation or any of none of that stuff. I'm just saying, like, oh, I'm this cool dude. I'm like, no, you're fucking not, bro.
They're just trying to pretend to be someone who they're not.
Pretend, okay. Yeah. So lying, pretending to themselves. It's just like, knock it off, dog. Like, that's not you, player. That's not you, but you're gonna do it. Yeah.
But they really want to be that person that they just run along with it. No, I mean,
we've had those people. Yeah, know who we're talking. I mean, there's people that we know who we're talking about, and it's just like, it just comes to the point where you're just like, listen, I know you're lying, motherfucker. Like, look at me in the eyes, dog. Yeah, I thought so. So that's just it.
Well, we have a old, which is not a friend anymore, but I once was completely honest with her, and she you know what I'm talking about.
Keep going, yeah. Keep going.
And then I kind of described several flaws of her, and after that, like after she found out about it, because I wasn't telling her, but it was factual.
Yes.
Because I sent it to a friend, and then she happened to see that text, and it was completely factual, and then she just hated me after that.
Oh, damn.
Because I was saying a few things that I was actually trying to give her advice about it, and I think you did at some point too.
Yeah.
And but she just couldn't see that. She just thought she was this great person, I guess, in her head. I don't know. And yeah, dude, she just hated me for being completely honest about it.
Oh, jeez. I know, man. That's just, anyways, those people out there who want to just listen. Go on and do whatever you got to do to get your dick wet. That's fine. We're not telling you that. But we're on to you, motherfuckers. And just know, people are going to embellish. They're going to embellish a little bit. At the end of the day, so funny enough that we bring this up, there was, the Sharks from Shark Tank? Mm-hmm. So it was the dude that started FUBU. I forgot his name.
The black dude?
The black dude, yeah. And Mark Cuban. So they were under like a lie detector test. And one of the questions was, have you ever lied about your wealth to get a woman? And they both said yes. And they were like, have you ever lied about your wealth to get another investor to go into a partnership? They both said yes. So that alone is like, just know, be cautious. if he says he's got 100,000, maybe he's got 25K in the bank. Okay, that's just what I'm saying. And if he says he's got a house, maybe he got co-signed for it. Who knows? But just think about it, ladies, and listen. We're trying to empower everybody around here, and just look out for it.
Yeah, we're just trying to, again, just like with every other episode, just question things about everything we do as humans and society, because there's a lot of bullshit everywhere. And yeah, just be aware of it, you know. And I think people are aware about this specific topic, because I'm pretty sure most people have experienced it or have done it to some extent.
I've done it.
Yeah, no, of course. And again, dude, if in an ideal world, I wouldn't have to lie to people, because everyone would just be accepting of the facts and
Right.
the truth. But that's not the world we live in.
It's not the world we live in.
So all of you people, you guys are beautiful. I love you.
It's a goddamn lie.
But yeah, I mean that's just how the world works, you know.
It's the way the world works. So I think that's what we have. But I do want to end on a PSA. Ladies out there, be careful. There is definitely seems like a surge of women getting kidnapped and being abducted. And Jeffrey Epstein did not kill himself. So that's it. We love you guys. Look into it, bro. Look into it, bro. Look into it, bro. You know? All righty.
That's another topic for another day.
We're gonna, you know what? You know what? I love, because we have a good time. Talk, when we talk about it, we get charged up from time to time. But at the end of the day, it's all fun and games. I love to see, like, not conspiracies, but just look a little deeper into certain things, and maybe we'll do an episode on that. I know that's what kind of gets people motivated, and hopefully you guys watch, and anything to get the viewership up. I'm not
so far we're not doing it.
So far we're not. Something's not working. So if you guys have any opinions or any help, we need every last bit of it. We need it. So thank you very much.
But yeah, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and all that nonsense. And anything else?
That's it, man. We're good.